by New Orleans back in November, Brady has thrown 22 touchdown passes with only 5 picks, prompting Yahoo to write that the Saints have to deal with the Brady everybody feared. That was good. So, Marcellus, should the Saints fear Tom Brady?
Oh, yes, it's time to fear Tom Brady because this is Tom Brady time. Think about it in 2 ways. One, that name, Tom Brady. That's kind of close to the most generic name you could have. like if you don't know who he is and what he's done in life, if you're, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Tom Brady. You're like, I don't know what to think of you. That is bland.
That is a very basic name.
That is basic. I mean, we're football players. We've seen some names where you're like, yo, you already think he's good just by his name.
Facts.
Right? Tom Brady says nothing to you. But you know what? In the playoffs, because of what he's done over his 21-year career, Tom Brady speaks volumes, and it speaks the loudest in these moments right here. Think about that. Whereas my name is Marcellus Wiley. You hear that, you're like, excuse me, Marcellus Wiley, that sounds like a name. But ask me my name in the playoffs. It means nothing. Donut, jump. This is how many games I won. That's the point. Pick number 199 is number 1 when it comes to playoff time. The most decorated, the most accolade player in NFL history is this guy, Tom Brady. Now, why do I bring that up? Because he made his name. They didn't give him love. He had a bland name. He was a pick 199. He earned everything in terms of respect and reputation, and that's what the Saints are going to see. The Saints are not dumb either. They know that they're not playing the same team they played in week 1 and not the same team they played in week 9. Let's be real about that. Week 1 and week 9, especially week 9, good Lord, did Tom Brady stink up the joint? What do you want, 22 of 38, passer rating of 40. That's it, not 140, y'all, 40. Tom Brady and his receivers and his coaches, they had to come to a head and agreement. Look, we got to get on the same page. Pre-snap motion. You know, Bruce Arians didn't like pre-snap motion, working with Peyton Manning over the years. He said Peyton Manning didn't like pre-snap motion, so he was like, I kind of understand where you're coming from. Tom Brady was like, no, that helps me understand what the defense is doing. Is it zone? Is it man? It helps me dictate tempo and dictate routes, etc. So they had to come to an understanding after week 9. So week 1, throw it away, because that's week 1. From a virtual offseason, week 1, throw it away. Week 9, you're still not playing Brady's way. After week 9, all of a sudden, things start to click. What was happening in week 9? You saw AB come off the streets after a year off from football, shows up, and it's not AB. But who is AB now compared to AB in week 9? Who are the Bucs now compared to what they were in week 9? That's the difference. If you don't respect that maturation, that growth from this team versus a Saints team, let's be real, not looking as good as their record, not looking as good as they should. That's what I think is going to happen in this ball game. You're going to see Tom Brady at his best and the Saints trying to figure that out on the fly. Good luck to the Saints.
The Saints should absolutely not fear Tom Brady, big dog. And I'm very much so reminded of a Disney movie, if we shall. Marcellus, one of your favorite movies, I know you come on the show, you watch with your kids.
Lion King?
The Lion King.
Oh.
Can I get a Mufasa voice, please?
Simba.
Thank you. And you brought up the person Simba. Simba, remember, they were walking through some part of the jungle, and I think Zazu, whoever, was like, hey, don't go over there, Simba. It's dangerous. And what did Simba say? I laugh in the face of danger.
Yeah, he did.
That's what the Saints is about to do. They about to laugh in the face of Tom Brady. Now, we've for so long on this show brought up how much the Buccaneers struggled against the Saints. But why don't we turn that on its head and talk about how much the Saints have dominated the Buccaneers compared to everybody else? Let's look at the Saints versus the Bucs this season. Points per game allowed. All others, the Saints give up 21 points a game. But versus the Bucs, Saints only give up 13 points a game. Net yards allowed versus everybody else, Saints give up 313 yards. But versus the Saints, versus the Bucs, rather, they only give up 250. Usually the Saints, they'll force a turnover and a half a game. But against the Bucs, they force 3 turnovers a game. If I'm the Saints, I'm licking my chops to play Tom Brady. I'm like, wait a second. I get to play Tom Brady? Not I have to. Like, I'm eager for this matchup because in the game of football, it is 11 on 11. It's a team game, but you know this better than anybody because you're in the defensive line, and that's a game of individual matchup.
Yes.
If everybody wins their individual matchup, if one person beats one person, collectively, you'll win your cumulative matchups. I look at the individual matchup for this game, the Saints win. Malcolm Jenkins versus Tom Brady. Malcolm Jenkins starting safety for the Saints. He's 5-2 versus Brady, big dog.
Okay.
Marshawn Lattimore, every time he sees Mike Evans, it's a wrap. So if you're looking at the Saints, they win their individual matchups, therefore they will win the team matchup. Like Simba, the Saints should laugh in the face of danger.
Did you keep watching the movie after that?
I stopped for a reason.
Because you take naps during football games. Did you take a nap during the Lion King?
Get to your tape.
This is my tape. You know what happened with Simba, right?
I understand.
Lost his damn daddy, had to go in refuge. It didn't work out well for Simba until the end of that. And it's not going to work out well for these Saints either. Let's talk about Tom Brady right now. Let's talk about Tom Brady in this moment, because his last 5 weeks, first in NFL yards per attempt, first in yards per game, first in passing touchdowns, and second in passer rating. Meanwhile, let's talk about you, Drew Brees, and how have you been in the playoffs of late? I can't even say this year because, you know, you did beat the Bears, but wasn't that a little bit of a struggle compared to our expectations? A little bit, but let's talk about his last 5 playoff games and add them all up. Losing record. Oh, really? 2-3. Drew Brees in the last 5 playoff games, and total touchdowns 10, turnovers 6. Drew Brees, Mr. Efficient, Mr. I protect the ball, Mr. This is a precision offense, Mr. I was the 3rd best quarterback on the field last time you saw me in the playoffs. That's who he's going against right now. Like Drew Brees coming off an injury last year, coming off an injury this year. I just haven't seen Drew Brees with the fastball, the hot one down the middle like I used to see it. I'm seeing a little off of Drew Brees, and I'm seeing a lot more of Tom Brady, the terrific Tom of old, in these moments right now. That's what I'm seeing. As you said, Josh Allen coming up to Lamar Jackson. I'm seeing right now Tampa Bay coming up to the Saints. But this one, the Saints are either trying to stay pat or are actually a little bit in decline in terms of their offensive production. You got to get into a shootout with Tom Brady with this offense, the way that they're clicking right now. I don't think it's going to go well for the Saints.
I like that, but here's one problem. I know you told me that you don't play spades, right? Card games.
I'm not good at spades.
But you understand the game of spades.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
So in spades, typically people play with jokers, right? There's a big joker, there's a little joker.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't decipher which joker's big or not, depending on the deck of cards that you get.
Ghetto deck.
See, it'd be like that.
You can't tell that was big. That was
be like that. So you came out here, and I think you thought you laid down the big joker when you told me about Drew Brees' last 5 playoff starts. But I got a problem for you, big dog.
That was a little joker?
That was a little joker.
What you got?
I didn't even want to use this note. I literally told my producer, I said, hey, Tasha, put it at the bottom of the page. I don't need this. But then you came out here with this little joker, and you know what happens. Big bank.
What?
It takes a little bank. Last 5 playoff game for Tom Brady.
Deuce is wild. That's on this page, right? The 2s are bigger. Coming up. All right,
last 5 playoff games for Tom Brady, 4 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So you told me Drew Brees has 10 in his last 5 to 6 turnovers. Brady has 4 to 4. Brady's last 2 playoff games of 54% completion percentage. I just had to take that book real quick. I just had to take that little